Well, folks, it seems that Rachel Zegler's fallout for the damage that she has done to Disney and Snow White continues to spread. And it has actually spread to future products, to future projects, such as Tangled, apparently. I did not know that they were actually doing a Tangled live-action adaptation. But apparently they are. And Daily Mail is covering this, so before we get into it, if you like my channel, want to support my channel, if you want to help this channel grow, best things to do, like, comment, subscribe, and share. All that. Also click the bell for notifications so you know when I'm releasing channels, or videos, sorry. Sometimes I misspeak, folks. That's a little problem up here that I have. So with that out of the way, let's get into this. Snow White scandal kills off hopes of another princess live-action movie. Another live-action adaptation of the princess film has suffered a setback in the aftermath of controversial Snow White reimagining. I will not call it a remake, folks. It is a reimagining. A remake is shot for shot, you know? I mean, I'm pretty sure that people, or that used to be common knowledge, but apparently the retardation of society has progressed to cancerous levels. The making of the live-action version of Tangled has been placed on hiatus, according to The Hollywood Reporter, citing studio insiders. The 2010 film, which the new version is based on, Tangled featured voices of Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi, and told the story of Rapunzel with a comedic twist. The live-action Disney film had been in active development and had Michael Gracie attached to direct, along with the script written by Jennifer Caton Robinson. Okay. News of the reported hiatus came after the live-action remake of Snow White suffered at the box office and faced criticisms for being woke. Additionally, THR notes that several individuals behind Disney's recent push for live-action remakes have stepped away from their executive roles. So it's not just Rapunzel and Tangled, it seems. It seems that there's a lot of plans that were in the works, and people are actually stepping away because, well, holy crap, they fear the bug of Rachel Zegler's infectious stupidity. So, ouch. Let's continue here. Zegler 23 has taken the brunt of the blame for the film underperforming its massive budget, grossing just $69 million domestically and become one of the least liked films of all time on film review sites. She's also been dinged for her political opinions and was harshly criticized by the son of a producer of the movie for tweeting Free Palestine. The $270 million film, which hit theaters on March 21st, is on track to become a box office flop, not flip, flop, after it garnered just $42.2 million in the domestic on opening weekend. As of this week, Snow White, who also stars Gal Gadot, has currently taken in $69 million at the box office. Oh my God. Dollars at the box office. I mean, if it was taking in $69,835,869 million at the box office, that would have been, I don't know, trillions of bucks. Wow. Office domestically, and after 2 weekends and $145,660,560 worldwide. And that just goes into the or it just goes into further stuff, further controversy and whatnot. So, get this. Tangled's canceled, apparently, folks. Now, if they're canceling this movie and maybe others, that's good evidence to suggest that they were planning on making those ones about identity politics and pushing agenda instead of story. If that is the case, then, well, they should probably bring them back to the drawing board and just think about making them a remake, not a reimagining. You see, folks, These all take place in time that was not today, time that was not 30 years ago, times that were more like hundreds of years ago. And yes, back then, women had different roles. They were deemed, and this is not sexist to say, they were deemed as lesser. They were deemed to not be able to do the same things as men. And that's not always a bad thing. Women can do things that men can't, like give birth and whatnot, and handle a lot more pain than men. But with them canceling Tangled, it makes me think, well, what the heck were they planning on doing with it? And now, to be fair, Rachel Zegler does not deserve 100% of the blame for Snow White's failure. Gal Gadot deserves a small bit of blame. She's the one that first said she's not going to be saved by the prince. Disney deserves a good portion of the blame for making the decisions to cast Rachel Zegler, making the decisions to make this less about Skin as White as Snow and more about girl boss, and less about romance and more about girl boss. So yeah, Disney, or Rachel Zegler, is the face of the blame, yes, for sure. Her attitude and derision of the original certainly didn't help things. Gal Gadot didn't help things in her small part in also bashing the original. And Disney didn't do any favors by making changes to Walt's opening classic that paved the way for women in film. Yeah. So yes, while Rachel Zegler is not to blame solely, she does carry a lot of it. And her fallout has only caused Disney to backtrack and reevaluate. Now, that is a good thing that they are reevaluating, backtracking, and stopping production on stuff. Because, well, yeah, this sort of thing, we don't want to see anything like what they just did with Snow White. Apparently, Lilo and Stitch looks decent. I'm still not going to watch it. I do have standards, and I stick by my standards. I will not support Disney. However, I do like the original one. I own the physical copy, so Disney, I owned all those things before Disney went this way, you know? Once they started going this way, I started taking steps back of supporting them financially. But anyway, folks, that's going to be the video. I'm not going to make this super long one. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Did you even know Tangled was being made? What are your thoughts on Rachel Zegler's scandals killing it off? Let me know all your thoughts, folks. This has been Orange Chat. Y'all have a wonderful day, and always remember, stay humble.